please.
Why did you ask me? Ite,
Yeah,
are you using your computer?
I'm on a
yeah.
computer. I'm holding the baby. Let me just add my mom. Also,
Yeah.
I'm holding
Okay, anyone can
the
add Mamoon. Like I can do it if you guys can't. All right.
done.
So just
Done.
Smith.
I already added my mom.
Thank you. All right. So Joyce, Abubakar, Everest, Mamoon, do you want to vote?
Yeah. This is voting
Mamoon,
not.
can people vote verbally? Like I don't understand why I need to say this 5 times. So we vote verbally. We're human beings. We communicate. I'm voting
Yeah,
5 times.
I'm voting 7.
Okay, I'm voting 7. So what's going on, everybody? Joyce, Ate, Everest.
I voted
And we lost
already.
that part. Can you vote
I voted
verbally, please?
the 7.
Thank you. So let's try to get at least
Yeah, I
one or
voted
two more
7.
votes. Joyce, you want to vote?
I, vo- uh,
Oh,
I vote.
would
Eyes count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Not speed up. Do not speed up. I vote 7.
Okay.
I
Anyway,
think
let's
this
vote it.
is
I would I would 7 or 7.
Okay. Anyway, someone send a message to Abu Bakar. Yeah. Okay. Good. So the
Father
proposal
is
is topic
upstairs.
one
My
on.
name is Bob.
Please mute to the group. You can mute. That'd be helpful. So Abu Bakar, can you communicate now?
Yes, but let me just.
Abu Bakar, do you want to check in? Abu Bakar, would you like to check in?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Can you check in, please?
Yes. Ye-
I can
Can
hear
you
you.
please, can you please check in?
Yeah. Um, I'm a 3.5.
3.5. Okay.
I'm looking for a session, and hopefully we can vote on the budget on certified.
Yeah. So as far as if HR board decision makers, there's no budget. The budget work has not been done. There's nothing been presented yet, and there's no agreement on the budget either. So I don't know why people think that there would be agreement on the budget at this point without any documentation or information about it. So Joyce did start working a little bit on it, but we can certainly discuss the budget. Although I don't think there's anything to vote. So
Okay.
you're welcome, but we're not going to talk a lot about the budget because I mean it's just not completed yet. I mean we certainly can't vote on it, but we can certainly talk about it and do a budget round. So the proposal here is to do a topic on UMA first for a little while to do the interview and check in with UMA, and then we'll do the budget discussion afterwards. That sound good?
Yeah.
That's the proposal. Are there any objections to the proposal?
Okay. Thank you.
No objection
Yeah.
from.
No objection.
No
Are there any other
objections.
questions? And then also for HR board
No.
decision makers, if we are going to be prioritizing the budget during the session, we'll always
Time for
that.
breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
We'll always take board whenever communicate, obviously to the budget, but we're not actually discussing the budget stuff. All right, so I think we have a question on topic 1 and topic 2. So let's.
Jay, can you please close your microphone?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, your voice is very far. Jay. I don't know. Maybe if Abubakar, when Abubakar is not talking, he can mute because I think there's some issues from his background that disturbed us from hearing Jay very well.
Yeah, if everyone's here.
So from what you just said now, Jay, I didn't get anything. Sorry.
Okay, so if you're not speaking, it's best to mute. Okay. There's a lot of. So overall, I was saying that our
Yeah.
topics are focusing on UMA first, and then we're going to go into the budget afterwards. And yeah, so I don't think there's any objections. So let's get started with UMA. And do we have a pop? Was the pop there?
Yes.
UMA, do you have any questions? There's no budget proposal. It's just jurisdiction. So this is definitely not verifiable. So who's overseeing the pop verification?
Please,
Can anyone hear me?
anyone that is not talking should please mute. If you are not talking, we should mute, please.
Okay, I'm muting Abu Bakar since it's not.
Please mute everybody, Jay, because I really can't get you. I don't know if my network or what.
I'm pretty sure anyone can mute people. I don't know.
I think something wrong with your internet, Ate, because I can hear everybody.
All right. So the question is, who is doing the pop review, the initial pop review for UMA?
Okay, I'm going to check his box.
Mamoon? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mamoon. All right. So from here, we have to do the interview, but let's go to UMA and see if you have questions. So questions for UMA, and then we're going to do. Uma, can you hear me?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you very clearly.
Do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions at the moment because with the information we had shared before, that's where I was able to draft my proposal. And so I'm waiting for just a feedback, a review from the team, and I'll be good to go.
So what's missing from your proposal is the month. For example, it would be February, March. So we do a dual moon month, right? February, March, and then you would do your number of hours for money per month. So that's missing right now. You need to add that. Okay.
Okay, I'm adding it at the moment. Just shortly, it will just pop up.
Good. So, any other questions from you, Uma? Do you have any other questions or no?
No, not at the moment. I don't have any question. I'm good to go.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do the interview. So the first question, I believe, is related to communication in English. How is your English overall? Your fluent English? Uma, can you unmute or?
Sorry. Well, using the graph you just showed on your screen, in a range of between 0 to 9, I'll rate myself at 8.
You're just going to
Hello.
answer a question. Like I can take this off of the screen if it would help you get focused on the question.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just hear you, then you answer, please.
I can't hear you clearly. Hello, Jay.
If anyone else can do the questions too, they can. It doesn't have to be me.
Uma, I said we are doing an interview, so
Okay.
you just listen to the questions that they will be asking you, and then you answer. So,
All right,
Wait,
but
wait.
Okay.
somehow he's not so audible. I'm struggling to get him yet. I'm using earphone.
Going to get J.
Yes,
So the
I'm
He
struggling to hear him clearly.
Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
Okay, so the first question, and we're gonna take a break, is your English and your fluent English, right? How is your English? Fluent
I
English.
can speak English very fluently.
Okay.
Fluently, I
Right.
can
So
speak fluently in English.
the next one's professional level interactions. I think that's pretty good. And we'll go take a break and we'll go on from there. Okay. So let's take a quick break, 5-minute break, and then come back, do the interview, and then go discuss the budget.
okay.
Okay.
So we're taking a 5-minute break.
Yes.
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
Oyuma. Hello.
Yes,
Hey.
hello.
Can you check your pop? I just marked in YOLO so you can understand. You just put the information there. I marked. You see?
Yes, I see somewhere you marked.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 I'm following.
Yeah, but that's not really what we're worried about. We're worried about the fact that there's no budget proposal,
There's
right?
no budget proposal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we need is we
There.
need
Actually,
February, March, number of hours for X amount of money per month.
The number of hours I indicated availability 30
yeah.
hours per week.
No. That should be up in the your no 30 hours per week your hourly rate and full month expectation. I mean full month. That if 30 hours per week and with your hourly rate, just like this. Let me give you a
Here
reply.
I also have the proposal here from import um where the
Can
hell is
I
it
say
from?
something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because with the hourly rate, the 30 hours per week and $4 per hour, that will total to about $480 in a month.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you write it down here? Not availability. You should
Oh,
read a proposal for February March.
So here's the
oh, oh,
proposal. Here's the recruitment proposal that passed. So let's put this into the notes, and then you can use that later.
okay. I'm just making it available.
So websites, assets, social media, $30 per hour or 30 hours per week for $480 per month. So that's what needs to be on your pop. Okay.
All right.
All right, great. Okay, anyways, let's go on back to the interview and let's get this interview completed. So the next
Time
question
to
is about,
pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
the next question is regarding your internet and phone and your connection to be able and stable electricity, stable audio, like being able to communicate on the internet.
Yes, I can access very stable internet, good, well-lit room, good electricity, and very clear audio. So I think at the moment you can hear me very clearly.
Well, um, computer. How is your computer? Do you have your computer, your functional computer, all that kind of stuff?
Yes, I have a computer and I also have my phone.
Cool. So the next question is showing up on time. Do you show up on time? And if you can't show up on time, do you cancel in advance?
I got you clearly. I'll be available most of the time.
Yeah, so if you schedule for a session, you're expected to show up on time. So the question is, do you show up on time? What you did today was great. And if you can't show up, do you cancel in advance?
Yes, I got that one. Well, I'll be showing up in time, and when I can't make it, I'll cancel in advance.
Cool. So the next question is following through with work for the actual deliverables. So the question is, do you do that? Do you follow through with work until it's completed? Most people just work on something for a little bit and then stop. So that's the question about the deliverables.
Come again, I didn't hear you clearly.
Do you know what a deliverable is? Like the final output or
Yeah, Being productive, yes. I normally focus on my work before I'm done with my work, and I'm not sure about the quality. Then I focus on the work first and do it. I normally focus on working first. I really prioritize any duty given to me.
Okay. Do you work with minimal oversight and training, or do you prefer training and knowing how to do everything before you do the work? Because sometimes we don't have a lot of time for detailed training. So the question is basically doing work without training. Prefer training.
Well, I'm okay doing the work even without training, so long as I can understand what is needed of it, and I'm very sure I can give the what is expected with the work. I won't need so much training.
Yes. All right. So then the next question is overtime. Are you planning on working more than the 30
Time for
hours
breath.
per week?
Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So no one's required to work more than their budgeted hours. But for example, you might work, 30, 40, 50, 60 hours in a week, depending on it. Or you might only want to work like 20, 30 hours a week. So right now you're budgeted 30 hours. Are you planning on working 30 hours a week, or are you planning on potentially working more than 30 hours a week?
Well, I plan
30 hours.
working more than well, I plan working more than 30 hours a week because I'm sure about my availability, and I can be available as needed. As needed.
Okay. Following policies, do you prefer to follow the policies and learn the policies, or do you like just moving forward quickly, sometimes ignoring some policies just to get work done?
No, I'd really pay attention to every policy.
Okay. All right. I'm sure we're breaking a few policies right now, but that's pretty normal. All right. Is anyone tracking time, for example? Anyone tracking time? Do we have a timekeeper? Maybe we should go back and do our positions
Yeah.
roles. All
Oh,
right.
no, 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 no one. We
Does
didn't
anyone
take
have
the position.
note taking? Is anyone taking notes? We have like 8 people here. Let's do the work.
Yeah,
I'll
me.
be taking notes.
Tracking time. I'll be tracking time.
All right. So you're going to do org timekeeping. Sandra, is that Sandra?
Yes, Sandra.
Amon, do you say you also be taking notes?
Yeah,
Okay.
So I think we probably have about, I don't know, 14 minutes left on this topic. Hard to say. So we need to do policy training for not doing our roles and not tracking our time, right? Policy training is probably about
Jay, you're recording, right?
yes, there's 2 recordings going on, so that's covered. All right, cool. All right, and someone should definitely do storytelling. We're going to be doing more storytelling here, right?
Okay,
To
I'll
help
do
with
it.
policy. All right. Anyways, we were covering the question regarding our policies, and we're obviously not following our policies. So now we are. Excellent. All right. So are they able to schedule efficiently? Global team scheduling. So the question here, Oma, is: do you have experience with global scheduling? Many time zones across the planet, trying to get people on a call from many locations.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Yes, I got your question. Yes, I have experience working with my Google Time, and I can read time very well. So long as I've known the time zone, I'll be there in time. I'll be in time.
Yeah, but have you coordinated many other people from across the world to schedule?
Come again?
It's like let's say there's 5 people and you're trying to get 5 people from different time zones in the world to all schedule at the same time. That's
Yes,
just like
yes, yes.
could be
I've done it. I've done it before working on a project.
yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So the next question is experience with virtual assistant, real-time virtual assistant work.
Yes, I've done it. I've done it before on again on freelance on another freelance website, and this will be my third attempt working with in a new organization. The previous ones were on the same organizations and on a
Nice.
different freelance platform.
Okay. So then the next question is related to meeting coordination. So, for example, we're in a meeting right now with 8 people. There's facilitation, there's timekeeping, note taking, coordinating the meeting and the information proposals, all of that. So, do you have experience with any of those types of like running a meeting?
Yes, definitely. I have experience. I'm very good at note taking and
Nice.
also at coordinating a meeting.
Cool. All right. So yeah, if you want to do some note taking, feel free. It's like pulling teeth to get people to take notes around here. I don't think anyone has taken a single word for this entire topic. We have 7 people sitting here not doing any notes. All right. So next thing we have Google Drive and documents, spreadsheets, and financial formulas. So working on spreadsheets and doing formulas, doing documents on Google Drive.
Yes, I have experience working with all that.
Okay. And then next thing is like working quickly, typing fast, solving problems quickly, juggling many different responsibilities. Sometimes people can do one thing, but if you have like 5 different responsibilities, sometimes it could be a lot. Um, so, any thoughts on doing work quickly, many responsibilities?
Yes, when typing, I'm very good at typing. I can type very fast. I can write articles, and I can work
Time
on
to stretch. Please
on
stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Cool. All right, so we are going to do a quick stretch. All right. So I think that is it. So we're looking at $4 an hour, overall score. Good. Any other questions from anybody on the team?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, the last question Jay asks, Uma, I don't think you got the question very well, so let me try to put it in different words.
okay.
The last question is, are you good in multitasking? Like, you can be doing so many responsibilities. Because here it's not like a normal freelancing job where
Okay.
let's just say for example customer service. You just get customers, for example, they have a problem with their camera, they call today, you have the same troubleshooting you give to all the customers, maybe for a month or for a year, is the same procedure. But with FQN, we have this model, which is a little bit complicated. We'll be working on today, you might be working on budget. Maybe the same day you find yourself working on taxis, on recruitment, on so many other responsibilities. So the question is, are you good in multitasking?
Yes, I'm very good in multitasking. Also, when the topics to be worked on are correlating, it's very easy to work on them. And if I'm needed to do something else, which is on a different topic, so long as I can understand what is to be done, I'm okay to do it.
Okay, and that's great. Then you'll be a good match for FQN.
Thank you.
Cool. So any other questions? Thanks, Ate. Anyone else that want to ask any other questions?
Yeah, I want to ask.
Sandra?
Yeah, please, I want to ask. Hope you won't disappear after this interview.
Sandra, I can't hear you clearly, kindly.
She's asking that she hope you won't disappear after this interview.
Well, I won't disappear. I'm available. I'm
Okay.
available.
Any other questions?
Time to
No,
pause.
no other
Stop.
question.
Close
About
your
of
eyes.
doing
Count.
Uma.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
About of just encouraging Uma that since you've made up of your mind that you won't go away, just be ready because the work is real. Let me just tell you
Thank you.
beforehand. You're welcome.
Yeah.
But you look
So
determined. I hope you will reach.
yeah, that's great. So any other questions for Uma? Otherwise, the next step is to ask Uma if you have any other questions, and then we would do the temporary hire proposal.
Mm. Well, at the moment, I don't have any question. I'm just very happy to be here with you and very willing to learn a lot of things from you. And I'm going to stick to the team. I'm going to work with you together. I'm not going to go away. I'll stay around.
Well, we've barely
Yeah,
got.
just one last question. Which country are you from again?
I'm in Kenya,
Kenya.
in Nairobi.
Kenya. Um. So I hope you know we start work here. What time is it now in Kenya?
It's a quarter to 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's true. So just put in mind that this is a night job. Okay.
Okay.
So you should be ready to, because most often, as Jay said, our our base here is to get people that will do the virtual assistant work because it's a must. You must do it, virtual assistant work, and that
All
work
right.
is mostly done is assisting Jay to accomplish his responsibilities or his tasks. So that will be during the night, your time. I, for example, I'm from Cameroon and we am at almost 11 p.m. So just be ready to work from this time, the time we started the session, even a little bit like 2 hours earlier, 2 to 3 hours earlier, if you'll be able to. But just know that it's a night job because we work American time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a night
yeah.
job. Just in your mind
Very
so that
comfortable already.
okay, that's why we were asking if we hope you won't disappear because we know we
No,
have been
no, no.
working like that. It's very difficult. But
No,
you
it's
like a
now.
man, I'm sure you're going to cope. You're going to cope. It's easy for men to cope than for women. If us women we are coping, then definitely a man should do better. That's all.
Time for breath.
Uh,
Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
yeah, if we can be successful and we can do the training and we can do the learn how to do the work. You can do the work at other times during the day in the uh, old world. It's just a matter of taking responsibility and doing it, and then also making sure that people working for new world times. Anyways, hopefully in the future we'll get better at it all. All right. Any other questions before we go on to the proposal?
Mm-mm. No question for me. I'm good to go.
We have 5 minutes remaining,
5 minutes
please.
left. Excellent. Cool. That should be all. Well, actually, it might take a little longer. We'll see what happens. But okay. Okay. So we're going into the temporary hire proposal. And we need to cover the 1.5 hours per week responsibilities, and then also the deadlines and pay stops, and then vote on this. So let's make sure that's clear. Does anyone want to ask about the 1.5 hours, or should I do that, or what?
Do it, Jay. Do it, please.
Okay, so basically, the proposal for temporary hire for Omo would as a worker. So right now he's just a recruit. would be the $4 an hour. Nairobi, Kenya website, Asset 30 hours per week, $480 per month. Put that in here. Worker for 30 hours per week for $480 per month. And you'd be communicating with us. So the two things that you need to agree to at this time to move forward is agreeing to the assigned work priorities, which is 1.5 hours per week per assigned work priority, right? So do you understand and agree to that policy? Have you read the policies? Did we send you the policies? I don't know if we actually sent you the packet. Let's make sure we get that link.
Yes, I agree. I agree to that.
Okay, but do you understand it? Can you repeat that?
Yeah,
So
did
basically,
you understand it?
you can't just work on any particular thing that you want to. You need to work on the actual assigned priorities for an hour and a half per week. So you understand that you need to keep working on them. You don't just work on it like once, right?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Okay, Uma, do you understand, or would like me to explain a little bit for you?
Uh, uh, I do understand, but maybe you can just go over it a little bit so that it can sink in me so much better.
And I think overall, I don't think I gave you the copy to the new packet because we haven't gotten that all organized. So I'm going to send that. Oh, wait, no, I can't. Well, maybe I can attach it here. Let me attach this. It looks like I might be able to attach it. Nice. Okay. All right. So, I'm sending this to you on Workana, but then I'll also link it here in the notes. This is line 48. This is the new recruit packet. It's brand new, so we're just getting it started. And so we are discussing page, let's see. So this is the 1.5 hour per work assignment. So I think it's like page 7 or something like that. All right, so basically you would be doing, like when you first start, we assign you, I think, about 7 to 10 hours of work responsibilities per week. So if you want to do 30 hours per week, you need to learn your assigned work priorities and then take on more assigned work priorities, right? So if you don't take on more assigned work priorities, then you're not going to get more time. So it's you are required to step up and tell us what you want to work on so that we can assign you more hours. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you so clearly.
Cool. And so again, you need to do work an hour and a half on each work assignment each week. Again, it has nothing to do with achieving anything or actually doing any deliverables or final output or actually accomplishing anything. This is just the time to put an hour and a half per week on work assignments. From there, you also should do what we call, breaking out 33% of your time on general work, 33% of your time on internal operations, and 33% of your time on client work. So general work and internal operations is the easiest. For example, today, this is considered general work, right? Because we're communicating. Internal operations are pretty easy too, like payroll, budget, recruitment.
Time to take a break. Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
Client work gets is a little bit more difficult to remember to do the client work. So we always just want to make sure we're spending a third of our time on client work, okay? And that ensures that we're bringing income into the team so that we can get everyone paid. All right, so that's the easy one. Any other question on that, or do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
And I just make sure it's very, very clear. Like, let's say you work 10 hours on a responsibility that you are assigned for an hour and a half. You're still tracking an hour and a half of work. So you are encouraged to either stop or to get more assignments or whatever you need to do. For example, in our meetings every week, we're supposed to do an hour and a half of meetings. If we do a 7-hour meeting, it's extra value that we goes into our back pay or benefits, our ownership, right? We are not paid to just sit around and talk forever. Okay. And so you can always
Okay.
leave. You're not required to be here after the 1.5 hours. Anyone who wants to stay later can, but it's not required. Okay.
Okay.
Great. So any other questions on that one, Uma?
No.
Oh,
And
oh,
then,
Uma, do you understand?
yes, I understand. I
Cool.
understand.
Okay, so then the second part is more complicated. So we're not going to go through the whole thing, but I do want to mention it is in the packet, and this is on the last page, which is our deadlines and pay stops. So our deadlines and pay stops can be reviewed on our leadership responsibility spreadsheet, which I will link here into our notes. And so I'll put this in the next line for 40 remaining. So these are our leadership deadlines. And so all of our deadlines and pay stops apply to the work. If we don't do the work by the deadline, which is the current problem in the organization, then it cuts and reduces the pay because we have all agreed that we shouldn't get paid to not complete the work. Once a month, we review the deadlines and we can block or stop moving forward with them and try to figure out and reset. At any time, we can review a deadline and change it as well. So we as a team control the deadlines, but we need to do the work, right? So new hires have been exempted from the deadline. So you have the new hire exemption, which is on the second to last page. And so the options for exemptions for the deadlines go from either 0% if you don't want to be exempted from the deadlines to 100% exemption if you want full exemption from the deadlines. And then you have your time frame from either basically 1 to 12 weeks or more. So you have to choose if you want to be exempted from the deadlines. You just have to choose one of the 17 options, which are based on either 100% exemption, 75% exemption, 50% exemption, or 25% exemption. And again, the more exemption you want and the longer you want, the more is cut from your benefits and equity and bonuses. Okay. So in exchange for not having to meet the deadlines of the team, you are giving up your bonuses and benefits and equity ownership for a limited time. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, yeah, yeah, I hear.
And that is number 7 here on line 59. So you have to agree to the deadlines and the pay stops for the team, and then you can have a choice to choose and exempt yourself from that, and you can basically do that whenever you want to. But you have some deadlines there as well. So, for example, if you want to do it for this month and you only have a few hours left of this month, the month resets the new moon. So we can. I think the new moon's on the 11th. Is that correct? Or the new moon is in 2 days,
Yes,
right? So
yes, you're
2 days.
correct.
If you want to be exempted from today or tomorrow, or the next day, you have 2 days to get that done. Otherwise, you have another entire month. So you have 32 days to get exempted for the next payroll round. So if you don't worry about this payroll round, then that's fine. But then what you're agreeing to is the current without any exemption. The current pay stop is 75% pay stop. 75% pay stop statement, right? So you agree to 75% pay stop at this time and get rest in back pay benefits ownership, right?
Mhm.
So until you decide what your exemption is, you would be getting you have to do the statements and have to agree to the current 75% pay stop that everyone else has agreed to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. But you can always exempt yourself based on your options for exemption, which we can go through in detail. Awesome. So anyway, so we're going to be voting on this. Let's make sure Uma is in here. We also have Abu Bakar. Let's see if that's everybody. And then we're going to take a break. So Uma,
yeah, there's a
all right.
prayer that time.
One,
Me?
two, three, four, five, six, 7. That's 7. We're missing one person. Bryce. Okay, so anyways, let's everyone can
And
vote.
4 o'clock. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
Everyone can vote during the break, and then when we get back, we can tally votes and finalize, and then we are done with this topic. All right, so 5-minute break. Everyone can vote, and we are good. Unless there's any other questions. Are there any other questions?
None from me.
Cool. So,
No,
No, no, no. No, I see it.
no
Oma,
question.
do you understand the pay stop policies?
The the pay stop.
And the deadlines and the pay stops? Like, do you want to repeat that back so you understand what that policy is in general?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand it in general because you just explained the pay stop is when you you feel you have a few hours to work, so you 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 like take you ask for permission to be exempted for a few hours before you can resume work, and for the deadlines that the jobs must be done before the deadline, so that's when the payments can be released as well.
No, so it's a little bit different than that. So basically, like, let's say your pay rate is $4 per hour, right? If we are on 75% pay stop, you would be getting paid $4 times 75% is three. No, it would be 25%. $4 times 25%. You'd be getting paid $1 per
Mm,
hour because
okay.
$1 per hour represents 25% of $4. Okay, so basically, like, the current pay stop we're on right now is a 75% pay stop because the work is not good done. For example, the budget is required to be done by is supposed to be done by the new moon, and then we get an extra week before the pay stop, before the deadline for the pay stop. So that would be the first quarter moon, right? So basically, um, that's an example of one of our deadlines. So if the work doesn't get done, which is the problem we're having as a team, is we have a tight budget and the work's not getting done. So on a 75% pay stop, instead of getting $4 an hour, you get $1 per hour. You'd also
Okay.
be getting you'd also be getting you know 2x overtime, right? So that would come out to $2 per
Time to
hour.
pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So you'd be getting 2x overtime. So that would come out to $2 an hour. So right now, today, at the 75% pay stop, you would be getting $2 per hour based on the deadlines of the team. But you, as a
Oh,
worker, exempt yourself from those deadlines, and you would have to choose and write into your POP what exemption that you would want. Does that make sense?
yes, I get you.
Right. So, and you get up to if you the more exemption that you want. For example, you want 100% exemption, you get less time. And if you want only like 25% exemption or 50% exemption, you get more time. So instead of like a couple weeks, you get a couple months. Like, so it's up to you to decide how much exemption that you want.
Mm,
You put it on your POP, and then you'll be exempted from the deadlines on a day-to-day basis, and we'll calculate that all out for you. Um, but for now, you're agreeing to the 75% pay stop until you take your exemption. Does that make sense?
okay. Yeah, that
Do
makes
you want,
sense.
do you want to explain this? Make sure you understand.
Mm, the, I was also reading through it, and I think I'll get to understand it better.
Cool. Yeah, and sorry we didn't get you the packet ahead of time. That's something we should make sure everybody has, Sandra, when we're communicating with them to get them ready for their interviews and everything. But overall, you just want to just explain it one last, just to make sure you understand.
Uh, to agree to the 75% pay stop. When you agree to the pay stop, instead of getting, for instance, in my case, my rate per hour is $4. Instead of getting the $4 per hour, which is 100%, I'll get I'll get only 25% of it during the pay stop time, and then the rest will be paid back in form of ownership value.
Correct. Yeah. So, but the reason is because we're all required to get the work done by the deadlines. All right. So the goal is getting the work done by the deadlines, and then not going on pay stop. That's what we want. Okay.
Yeah.
But there
Yes.
has to be some type of incentive to, or in this case it's a what do you call it, like a harm that comes to us if we don't do the work,
Time
right?
for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
Cool. So anyways, I think you definitely understand it. It is one of our most severe, intense policies.
Mm,
We've got an agreement on an 8, and it's a supportive consensus on this policy. Without it, the work just never gets done. So
correct.
in the past, before this policy occurred, very little work got done. And then we slowly increased the number of pay stops that we have to be functional, and it's starting to work, but we are now understanding that we don't have enough people. We're not actually getting the work done based on what we know we need to do. So it's you know, we'll always be reviewing this policy constantly and trying to reconsider it and reevaluate all of our deadlines. But there needs to be repercussions for not doing the work. We can't endlessly pay ourselves to not do the work because we're all owners. We're all over the world. There's no way to like force people to do the work, and so we can't just endlessly pay people to not do the work. That is where everything falls apart. So, anyways, let's finish up the break. Another minute or two. I'm glad that we got a chance. Wow. So Oma, you need to vote on line 68. And then Abu Bakar needs to vote. Mamoon, Joyce, Lucy, I voted 7. So everyone just remember to vote. And then we can. Lucy's not here, right? Is Lucy?
How how do I get there?
And there's no Lucy. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 people now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we lost a few people. President. Is Joyce through? Joyce is gone as well. So
How
Mamoon, Uma,
how do I get the spreadsheet? Where do I get the spreadsheet to work?
oh, you don't have the notes?
Mm.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it right.
Just
You recruit.
All right, so I just sent you the link to the notes in Discord, and I'll also put the link to the notes in the Jitsi. Always good to have the link to the notes. Cool. Excellent.
Time to pause. Stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Abaka, are you voting? You can do that verbally. Let me type it for you.
At 7. I would
Okay,
7.
7.
Who voted 7?
Thank you.
Mamoon's not here either.
Abubakar.
Voted. Ate voted.
Yeah.
Abu Bakar's voting 7. Okay, so it looks like this passes, although it doesn't make a lot of sense with the average. Let me double check here. Average of this is 7.08. Perfect. All right, so that passes. Can somebody add that to our decisions?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
All right. So, anyways, I did actually do an interview on Monday with sending the packet out before the interview. It actually helped a lot. So, making sure people know the policies, and we're going to include this with the actual job post and everything, which we didn't do that before. So that's going to help a ton in making sure people understand. We don't have to, in the actual interview, we don't have to go through the entire details of all of the pay stop policies and the 1.5 hour policies, because all that is a lot to go through in the minute. But anyways, I think we're ready to go into topic 2 for the budget. And just so you know, Uma, you're going to be tracking your hours as of the beginning of the session. So you're already tracking an hour and 15 minutes, right? And then all the hours from before the session, you would still track. It would just be considered, value from before, okay? Like for equity value. Awesome. Any other last question, Uma, or anyone else before we move on to the budget?
No, no, no.
No.
Okay. So anyways, we always try to prioritize individuals, and you are temporarily hired now, and then we're going to try to get you into the budget next, Uma, which is what we're going to talk about now. So budget discussion. Budget discussion is because we have Everest and Abu Bakar here. So the
Yeah.
idea is to at least have a little discussion here. So what I would recommend is we do the first subtopic on the current status and situation that we are in. And let's try to spend maybe
Time to stretch. Please stop.
3 to 6 minutes.
Stand up and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Good to stand up, stretch around. Okay. So as I was saying, we are proposing to do a quick 6 minutes on the current status and situation, and then do a full round where everyone can speak, and that will last the rest of the time, like 12 to 24 minutes. Okay, so if no one has any objections to that, let's start with the status of the budget. So I think we can start with who is the budget admin. Who is responsible for the budget?
Okay.
Is that a value coordinator?
No, the value coordinator would be responsible for everything, right? Value coordinator is responsible for oversight and deadline status updates regarding all budget, all payroll, all reimbursements, as well as tokens and ownership equity value, right? So everything, the value coordinator is responsible for everything. But they're just doing an oversight role. The budget admin is responsible for administering the budget, which means to make sure that the assignments are done and the setup is completed and that everything's moving forward with the budget.
Mm-hmm.
So the budget admin's actually coordinating the work and trying to make sure the budget gets done.
Okay. So it's also known as a budget manager, right?
Sure, but we're changing the names to admin because
Is it same as budget?
yes, budget manager, admin, because
Okay.
we're trying to keep the term manager for the management team, right? So we're switching everything to admin. So we want to change, budget manager to budget admin. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Is
So
Joyce an admin?
okay, so Joyce and Ate. Next. That's what we're trying
Joyce
to.
and admin. Mm-hmm.
Great. Joyce and Ate. So in the future, this shouldn't be me doing this. This would be you, Ate. Because if you're the budget admin, you should know everything going on for the budget, and then you should be able to present the current status to the team.
Mm-hmm.
Time to pause. Please
Yes,
stop.
yeah.
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Do you know anything, or do you want me to do it, or what? Do we have a value?
Currently, we are. Was I kicked out? Okay, no.
Do we have a value coordinator, or no?
No.
No value coordinator. Okay.
No.
So, Ate, did you have anything you want to add for the budget status in this current situation we're in?
Mm-mm. Yeah, Joyce worked on the budget yesterday. So from what from the update she gave to the team, she stopped at the responsibility one. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so
Let
that's
me
not a
just
lot.
confirm.
Let me go over kind of the status. So my involvement with Joyce yesterday was basically that
Oh, okay.
we got a bunch of goals, right? So basically, we would call these our budget priorities or our budget goals that get copied and pasted into our budget work organizing spreadsheet. So I'll copy and paste some of our budget priorities. The big elephant in the room is that basically we don't have a lot of money and we're not getting the work done. So that's a huge problem. We need to have a more balanced budget options, right? We need to finalize our recruitment budget options. We need to make sure we're doing our ranking evaluations as well as for decision makers. I feel like overall we could skip the removals because we really need to focus on the budget as opposed to the removals. I don't think the removals are going to tell us anything this month, so that would be something we could easily skip. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
need to calculate and vote on the new temp hires, which we have pretty much done with with Umu. And sort of like getting more organized with the budget. We may want to consider updating our process and getting it more automated. And we have the work organization spreadsheet, so that's all good. So that's sort of the budget priorities. But the bottom line,
Yeah, but I think we have to make proposal to remove Chinwendo.
why?
Uh,
But we're probably just going to remove Chinwendu from the budget itself if he's not doing his work, right? We don't need to vote on that.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
So we should just have a budget option that doesn't include Chinwendu. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the budget removals are when we don't know who to remove and there's other issues in regards to removing people,
mm?
right? Because if we know who needs to be removed, there's not really a question about the budget removals. Does that make sense? Anyway, so the current situation that we are in is that our baseline is under $3,000.
Yes.
We're still spending at least $4,500 budget, right? We still have a budget of over 4,500. So the budget from last month was still very high, and this is what I would call this this is the previous kind of like income baseline. But as far as the fact that we don't have any external client income, the actual funds under the legal agreements that were made for the Jurison Fund gives us 4% per month of the total value. So that gives us $1,000 per month. So $1,000 per month is not a lot of money, but we do have $20,000 overall. So we have money and we can go into the red, but we obviously do not have very much money currently. So we're going to be big time in the red, and we're going to need to figure out how to address that and to have budget options that actually bring us more in alignment with the what we would call the Jurison baseline, right? So the Jurison baseline is very important, and we made a decision on that, which I can copy to. So anyways, I think that's the current status. Is there anything else anyone wants to add?
mm, yeah, want to say something.
Yeah. Well, wait, this is about the budget status, right?
No.
No. Okay, is there anything else on the budget status? We're going to do a full round. Everybody will get a chance to speak. But is there any other
Okay.
information on our situation and the current status of the budget?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Nothing from me.
Okay. So I don't see anything regarding the baseline for the budgets that we changed. So we need to double check on that. I don't know, maybe we missed a decision. I know, did anyone copy and paste the decision we just did, right? You guys did that, right? But I think sometimes we miss the
Yes.
decisions and they don't copied and verified. So I don't know. I don't see it. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing in there. Anyways, my understanding is that we agreed to three baselines. We've got our income baseline, our or no, this is our team. This will be our team income, and then we have our client income baseline, and then we've got our Jurison fund baseline. Okay, so these are the three baselines, and they currently are team income. I think we have a couple $100, like $500 a month. Client income is we have the basically 2,900 a month, and then this is 1,000. So those are our three baselines currently. And we're not supposed to be paying ourselves more in the budget than we have for team income. So it's a big problem that we don't have enough team income. And we can actually verify right now how much client work we have for the month, which is always changing and going up. So let's verify that real quick. And then we're ready for our round. And Ate, you can start the round since you already have something to say, which is great. So team income calcs, it says we are at about $400, $350, $400. I'd say it probably could go up to 500. But either way, we should be thousands of dollars of client work that's getting done. And for whatever reason, we're just not doing work. So start with you, Ate. So we're going to do into our round. Everyone will get a chance to speak. Try to do about 3 to 6 minutes per person. Starting with Ate.
Okay, Jay. Um. Oh. Okay. This I still don't really understand these budget issues because
Time to take a break. Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
so I don't really know if this baseline we are basing it on the time budget or on the normal budget
Both. We do
because
both.
if left for me, hello.
We do both, right? We have the time budget, the
Okay,
normal
okay.
budget, to the 3 baselines. So that gives us 6 calculations on our budget.
Yeah, because for me, I don't see why um we should be having issues with the budget because Nobody has ever gotten what is in the budget, not even the time budget. Especially now that is just the worst of it. No one has even getting the time budget, not even closer to the time budget. So I don't know why we are talking. We are dragging on a budget that is in the shadow as compared to the budget that we have physically in front of us. Because for the budget that we have physically in front of us, the one we get paid at the end of the month is literally nothing, not even like 10% compared to the even the time budget. So I don't know why we are saying that we have difficulties in budget because no one is getting the money. No one. So the budget to me, I've been wondering ever since I'm even here in FQN, this budget issue. To me, at times I just look at it and I'm confused. What are we even talking about? Because our budget, our focus should be on what the workers get. Because this budget here is just a figure that we just put to just make like a budget. Someone can just see it and say we have a budget of maybe the real time budget, the normal budget of around 4,000 for the normal pays, 4,136. Meanwhile, we don't even get up to 1,000 US dollars a month for all of us. So I don't know why the budget is an issue. I really don't understand. So if you can really explain it to me, then I'll be grateful. Check. I think we'll take a
Okay.
break.
Are you asking me to explain it?
Yes.
Okay. So, am I screen sharing? Let's see here. Yes, it's screen. Okay. So, I'm gonna go into our current monthly. I don't know if anyone wants to link the budget. It would be good to link the budget.
Can we please just take a break? I don't want us to take a break
Oh
all
yeah, we
this
missed.
way.
Okay, so yeah, let's take a break, and then when we come back, we can. I'll go next. Okay, and then we'll go. We'll keep going around.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So 5 minute break or 4 minute break, 4 or 5 minute break. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 5.
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
I'm back.
All right.
I'm back too.
Okay. Cool. So let's go over the budget briefly. So the budget is what we determine. Everything is based on the budget in relationship to the cost for the workers and everything like that. The total budget for the workers is $1,756, which without me brings it to $1,136 because I'm basically haven't gotten paid for months and months and months, right? So I'm not getting anything, which is why I one of the things that I always talk about is that we need to focus on the work and we need to figure out how to get everybody paid. If everyone only concerns about paying themselves, I mean, if all I cared about was paying myself, no one would be getting anything. I mean, this doesn't make any sense, right? So obviously, I'm not the one who's only focused on trying to pay myself, right? So we need to figure out how to pay everybody, because otherwise, like, what are we doing here, right? What's the point? So if you look at the time budget, you take the total, you get about $1,000, $1,100, and then the rest of the money is basically just benefits and other reimbursements, except for the $400 of the overtime bonuses. We also have a huge time buffer, so we have $800 for bonuses and time buffer, which is a really large amount of money.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So we have plenty of money if people want to work on the assigned responsibilities and the client work more than the hours and the time budget. We also have all this money for the bonuses that we will talk about soon. So then if you go to the calculations, and this is all real-time calculations that have not been finalized or updated, but it's still really cool that we can actually see all of our calculations in real time. And you have basically our sub payments that are made in relationship to people's pay so far in the month, which is almost over, right? And that comes up to about $500 right now, which means that just on the actual work assignments for each worker, the overall pay is $450, which to me, since we are on 75% pay stop, let's say average. Actually, I can actually look at the exact average of our pay stops for the entire month. So if we go to our pay stops, it says we are averaging 75% pay
75.
stop for the month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you take a 75% pay stop and you multiply
71.
this by 1.5, I guess it would be. No, this would be equal to this times 2.5. I mean, the point is that it's basically the total amount. So the whole problem with the cuts is simply the pay stops and not getting the work done. So if you look at the expected budget compared to the actual amount of money, it's almost entirely just the pay stop, right? Then you have the 60% loss for the income. So we have an additional problem of the income. So the pay stops is obviously a huge problem, but that doesn't change the fact that even without the pay stops, we still are losing 60% of value simply because we're not doing the client work. We have to do the client work. Otherwise, it's just not going to add up ever, right? So we can do quick calculations. This is only the second month we've been able to do this, but we should be able to quickly see the total client work hours, which says it's 119 hours. Wow. It looks like there might be a mistake though. 41 hours for client work from Lucy. It's like if we're doing that much client work, we should be getting so much more done. But it's possible that people are just doing client work on work that's like, not assigned, right? So let's go to our total hours. So if we come into our total hours, it says we are not.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
So it says about 500 hours. If we do 100 to 500, I think that gets us to about 20%. Right? So it's still making progress, but we need to be at 33% client work. Right? To be getting the full value. And we need to be doing all of the client work. We can't only do like 3 client work. So we can also verify exactly what client work is happening, because that's also a good thing to know as a team. So it says we've been doing taxes, which we're not even completing, more taxes. So we're doing a bunch of time on taxes and more taxes. I mean, this is just taxes coordination. This is not even doing client work. It's just the coordination of the taxes. And then there's a couple hours on other things. So it's like we're spending all this time not even completing the taxes, dealing with this amendment that we shouldn't have to deal with if we had done the taxes correctly before. And we are, we can't be spending 100 hours on taxes and then not doing any of the other client work, right? It's just such small amounts of time being put into anything else, especially when we're not even completing the taxes. Like 100 hours on taxes should complete the taxes 3 times over. It doesn't even make sense that we'd be tracking that much time, right? So it's like, what is going on? Why would we even be tracking that much time on something that should be like all we're doing is extensions and 1099s at this point in this amendment? I've done most of the work on the amendment, right? So we definitely are having a problem even with the time tracking there. So anyways, hopefully that sort of makes sense why you see the percentages go down from the $1,000 down to the $200 in relationship to our actual income and our actual budget, right? Then from there, we have the bonuses. We did start calculating the bonuses, which is actually very exciting. I don't think that they are in the in here yet, but let's see if it works. So bonus calculations, no, they're not in the 1 degree, but we do have them for the 173 degree because me and Lucy were working on that. So here's the bonus calculation. So if you go for Lucy, you can see that here, I need to refresh this. You can see that last month, because Lucy is working overtime, so we get paid for our max pay is 30 hours a week, which is 120 hours a month. So if you're working over 120 hours a
Time
month,
to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
if you're working over 120 hours per month, you're basically going over your allotted budget, right?
Yeah, me too.
So you're not expecting to get that pay, right? So for example, Lucy's budget, let's do an example for Lucy overtime, right? So Lucy's regular budget is $350, right? So Lucy's overtime calculation was $405, right? Which is $55 more than her, max pay, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the max that Lucy should be able to get in a month is $700, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with this said, this calculation is going to be cut by pay stop, which I think last month was more like 50% pay stop, and it's going to be cut by this max. So I would expect Lucy to be getting 350, right, times 50%, which could be as much as $175 of bonus overtime pay for nighttime pay. Okay.
Is it the
So
upfront bonus?
this is upfront bonus value, right? But the problem is if you have 5 people getting $200, or not 5 people, but let's say you had 3 or 4 people, this would add up to like, let's say $600 or $800, whatever, and we budgeted $400, right? So our total budget for overtime is $400, right? So the maximum budget for overtime is $400, which in my perspective of looking at this, we may need to consider increasing the overtime budget. If we're going to hire more people, we're going to have more, we're going to have more people doing more overtime work. For example, if we're not hiring someone from, like, our overtime budget is still based on hiring people from New World, which currently we're not, right? And the one person who did apply for New World, everyone rejected them. So, I mean, we're going to need to talk about that. But overall, I think this answers your question. My expectation is that once we start doing the bonus value, there is going to be a substantial bonus value, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's all a loan if we don't do the client work. So we have to figure out the client work. Also, in discussions with Benson, we have all agreed that the HR board decision makers are accountable.
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
That the HR board decision makers are accountable to the client work. So let's stretch real quick. Quick stretch. Okay. So the HR board decision makers are and should be accountable to the client work, in that it is one of the roles of the HR board to ensure that workers are meeting client expectations. Like, if the HR board wants full pay, they need to ensure that the workers are doing the client work, right? Like, that makes sense that the HR board would have a role in actually making sure that client work is getting done. Otherwise, we need to either hire new people or hire different people or do something that the HR board would have a role in. So anyways, I think I answered all those questions. I'll stop there. We can go back to Tay, but I certainly have other things I would want to say and add. But let's just make sure, Tay, if you had anything else you wanted to respond.
I'm very sorry, Jay, but you see, all this mathematics you just calculated here, it still didn't answer my question of why we are in red. Because after the calculations you just made, we should be getting like maybe $450 per month for the entire team. So why the red when we don't get the money?
I mean, first of all, I think you're confusing. There's two totally separate things. The payroll and the budget are separate calculations. So when we calculate that the budget is in the red, that has nothing to do with the payroll being in the red. The only thing applicable to the payroll is the loan. So if we are spending $450 and we only had $188 of income, then we are overspending by $250, and then that $250 is going to be a loan from UMCA. So in other words, we're asking the customer for a loan to not complete the work, right? So, for example, in relationship to the taxes, so let's take a look at the taxes work, right? So for the taxes work, and let's look at this month.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
All right. So if we're looking at the taxes work, it says we did like 100 hours on taxes. Okay.
We have
So
spent 30 minutes in this person.
which I don't know how it's possible we spend 100 hours on taxes in a single month. But anyways, whatever. That's what it says. So if we look at the actual budgeted value for the taxes, we can look at our potential deliverables and we look at how much money we can make from doing taxes. And it says that we can make, oh no, that's bonuses. That's for deliverables. So there's for without even completing the taxes, which of course we have not completed the taxes yet. The maximum amount of money we can make for taxes is $850 a month to do all of the taxes because we did not do the extensions. We didn't actually even finish the 1099s. And then there's the amendment. And then there's the planning and coordination, right? So it's $850 if we did for doing all of the taxes work. So let's just take an example of just the planning and coordination. We get $100 a month, $100 per month to plan and coordinate the taxes. So let's say we're making $5 per hour and we want to do 100 hours. Wait, no, let's actually get the exact amount, which was for the client work, it says for planning was 29.75 hours. We do 29.75 hours. So if we multiply that times like $5 an hour, whatever we're charging, that is going to be $148. So if we want the additional $50 of value from that, we can go to the client and we can request and proposal to request additional $50 for the client budget for taxes coordination, right? So we can always ask the client for more money for the work that we were doing, right? So if we calculate, and this is again only the second month we've ever even had this data. We never even knew how much time we were spending before. So we're calculating we're spending 100 hours on taxes, and we feel that the $850 budgeted for taxes per month is not enough, and we think it should be budgeted $1,000 a month for taxes or whatever, then we can ask the client that. But if you think about it, budgeting $1,000 per month on taxes times 12 months is an insane $12,000 on taxes. We could hire a professional, company to do $12,000 of taxes. That's an unbelievable amount of money. Right? So
time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
So as an organization and as the umbrella business, it's very important to understand the work that we're doing and how much the work is valued, right? So if you're looking at client work and you're like, okay, I'm thinking about working on the client work for public storytelling, right? So our public storytelling for the Vortex is only worth $85 a month. So I'm not going to spend 200 hours on storytelling for the Vortex and FQV, right? We don't even have the FQV website yet, but once we have the FQV website, people will be paid to do the storytelling for FQV as a brand. Does that make sense? But you're not going to spend 200 hours because the client has not budgeted 200 hours of work. So you have to keep the work contained within the client administrative allotments. But more importantly than that, if we know we're going to be spending more time, then we need to push the client to pay us more money for the time that we are spending if we think that time is valuable. And we know it's going to be, but we should pick and choose our battles there. Like if we're saying we want $12,000 a year on taxes, that's not a very good battle to pick because it's a lot of money for taxes. Whereas we could easily argue a few $100 here and there for other client priorities, but we need to do the client work, right? So right now we're only doing maybe like 5% of the assigned client work, right? So if we're only do 5% of the assigned client work and we're getting paid, we're getting paid $200 of $1,100. Let's see what that equals. $200 equal to, we're getting paid almost 20%. So we're doing 5% of the work and we're getting paid 20% of the value. Right? So that's not a bad, so for me, that means that the calculations more than add up. So it means if we were doing 100% of all of the client work, we would be making 2 times the amount of money that we need to cover the payroll. Does that make sense? If not 4 times the amount of money, right? As much as like 2, 3, 4 times the amount of money that we need to cover the payroll if we were doing the client work. So for me, the calculations definitely add up. The problem is just that we're just not doing the work.
Okay.
And for me, it just all has to come back to getting the work
Time to
accomplished.
pause. Like, please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So anyways, is something else to add, Ate? Otherwise, I could say, I think this is a good time to transition into the other thing I wanted to say, and then I'll be done.
Go ahead, Jay.
Is anyone tracking time? I know we're probably
Sandra, how many minutes?
Yes, I already announced that we've passed 30 minutes.
Okay, so we do view up.
Yeah, let's do view up.
Okay, so we're over time at this point, so we should check in. But I think so far we've had a good start on the budget discussion. So do we want to continue the budget discussion for another 12 to 24
For sure.
minutes? Is everybody in agreement? So in this time, it's basically just like open discussion and round, right? And full round.
Yeah.
Are there any objections to continuing with the budget discussion? Okay, so as you all can see here already, and let's just update our topics. This will be topic 2 and topic 2.1.
2.1.
So as you can see here already, the budget discussion this month is much broader than just the money, right? There's a deeper rooted tension issue and even conflict going on in the organization. And for me, the bottom line is the work's not getting done and we're not necessarily focusing on the work. So client work not getting done and we are not focusing on the work, right? We've had many discussions about wanting to, cut our pay stops, get rid of recruitment, get rid of the budget requirements, get rid of our deadlines requirements. We've had, discussions about not wanting to do recruitment at all. So we've had lots and lots of discussions of doing less and less work. And for me, something needs to change. Something needs to be functional where we are actually able to get the work done and, hire people that can do the work as well. So I did an interview with 2 people who are very qualified, very able to do the work, a little bit on the expensive side, but if we have to pay more money to get the work, I'm just saying as an organization, we can't afford not to spend more money to get the work done. Right? So if we have to hire people...
Time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
All right, so should I just finish and then...
Yeah, finish, Jay. Let's take a break.
Okay. So I feel like we have to hire people that can get the work done. And so if that means spending more money, I don't think we can afford not to spend more money to hire people who can actually do the work. But they do have to be able to do the work, which is very important, right? And work quickly and efficiently. So for me, the things that are missing are getting understanding on our core values, that work and professional, efficient work has to be one of our highest core values as a team. And then making sure we have accountability, right? Accountability is essential to the work. Our accountability systems, because we are accountable to ourselves as a team, we don't have a boss per se, right? We are accountable to our pay stops. We are accountable to our deadlines, and we are accountable, to the public if we engage with the public, which we're not doing a very good job of, right? It's because we're not doing the work, right? So it's very easy to go towards corruptible behaviors if we don't have accountability, because there's no communications with the public and there's no recruitment and there's nothing going on except for us paying ourselves. So anyways, I would love to go through all of things, but it's basically like, we need solutions. And the solutions I've thought of, I can copy and paste all of these proposals, which I think I have here to just copy and paste. Let me see. Here, yeah, these are the proposals. So I'm not going to go into the details of every proposal because that would take too long, but I'll just copy and paste them. And basically, we need to have some type of engagement with the mission, right? Like if everybody just wants to talk about cutting the work, not doing as much work, disconnecting from the work, I think one of the essential core values should be interest and passion for the mission, for the actual work we're doing here together, of helping social organizations, of making people's lives better, like of trying to solve problems that no one else in the world is working on. Like that is something that if there is alignment, it's a lot easier to work together to make things happen, and the work becomes a priority if you have some type of alignment with the mission. So that's something that I think is important to consider. I also feel, because it's like, if someone doesn't want to work with me, someone doesn't want to work on the work that we're doing and trying to achieve, it's very hard to want to even do the work, right? Because it's not easy work to do. It's not hard work, but it's also very challenging work, right? Because there's a lot of it. Also, I wanted to add the position evaluations to get more accountability. I also proposing that there is a reporting, weekly or monthly reporting requirement for client work to the HR board. And I'm also proposing, I want to end the back pay loophole as well, which I've been talking about for a while. And then I also want to discuss a new role as a tasker. So you'd have workers that take on responsibilities, right? Or coordinators that take on responsibilities, whereas taskers take on tasks. And that we would have a new type of position where people who don't want to take on responsibility could get paid to do tasks without any responsibility. And that might solve some of the problems for people who still want to be involved, but they really don't want to do the more challenging work of coordinating and dealing with all the responsibilities. So I think that a tasker position is simply not as valuable. If you don't want to do the work and you don't want to do the actual coordination of the responsibilities, then you shouldn't be getting paid as much. So that either means we're increasing the value, so increase the value and pay for coordinators, that coordinators get paid 2 times as much, and then taskers would get paid their current amount, right? Or the other way around, where you could say, okay, a tasker gets half the pay and that a coordinator gets the same pay, right? Either way, it's the same thing. The point is that what is the relationship between task work, where you have no responsibility, and coordinator work, where you have full responsibility to coordinate not only everything going on in the organization, achieving the goals, and coordinating all of the taskers, right? Anyone who's taking on a task would need to be coordinated by a coordinator. So I think that would help, because there's been a lot of interest for many, many years on taking on tasks, and we don't do task organizing. And so I think that we can start doing task organizing at this point. In fact, I already started working on some of the task organizing in relationship to this new tasker position. but the value of the tasker has to be lower than the coordinator position because otherwise the budget doesn't work out. I mean, you can't pay a tasker to do tasks the same amount of money that you would pay a coordinator. All right. Anyway, so those are the ideas that I've been working on to try to solve some of these problems and
End of break. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
and how to get back on track. So anyways, that is my turn. So I don't know if we want to take the break now, but then we want to go to everybody else, make sure that everyone gets a chance to speak. And this includes Everest, Uma, Sandra. It looks like we already lost Abu Bakar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of us left. So unfortunate people didn't check out. We should make sure we're communicating with the team. When people leave, we want to communicate. Not really. When people disappear, we want to communicate with them. Does anyone know who disappeared?
Who disappeared?
Mamoon. Abubakar.
Yes, I'll send a message to Abu Bakar. If other people want to send a message to the other workers, that would be good. Okay, so can someone send a message to the other people who left, or should I do that?
I will do that.
You're gonna do that, Sandra? Okay, cool. So are we taking a break, or do you want to continue, or what?
Let's take a break.
Okay, so 5-minute break, and then when we get back, it can be Evrice, Sandra, Uma. But overall, my perspective here in regards to our situation is that we have a situation that we need to work out with the workers and our team, and the team's not here, which is a major problem. All right, anyways, 5-minute break.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes. Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
I'm back.
All right, I am back. Anyone else back? Did anyone respond? No. I think everyone
I'm
responded.
back.
Yes, I'm back.
So in general, just to remind everybody, if you're leaving the session, that's fine, but you just let us know and you check out or check out on Discord or something. It's like if you just disappear without saying anything and you're literally just gone, it's like there's no interest, right? It's just like you're just gone, right? It's like what just happened? You know? It's very unprofessional, right? You don't just leave and disappear. That's unprofessional. And I think it's technically against policy. Anyways, who would like to go next? Anyone? So Everett,
Okay.
Sandra, who's the other person here? So it's
I
Kevin,
will, I
just
will go next.
oh, okay. Go for it.
I will go next.
Everett?
Yeah, I'll go next. Yeah, for me, I'm seeing that the problem with the budget is for everybody to take work serious. So if everybody is serious and doing their responsibility, I'm not sure we'll be having a problem of budget. The
Right.
budget is down.
Pause.
So
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
so the whole thing is that everybody should be serious in their job. So we don't have a problem of budget down, budget up. When you see what we have worked and what has come as income, it will
Okay,
pay
I'll go
everybody.
next. Sandra.
Thanks.
Sandra, we have Everest going. Can you wait for Everest?
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Oh, you're done. Okay. So I muted you,
Yeah.
Sandra, but thanks, Everest. Okay, Sandra, do you want to go? You just have to unmute. Maybe there's a lag with Sandra. I don't know. Does anyone know the other person in the session?
Normally it was Uma. I don't know
Yes, yes,
who is it. Is it?
yes. It's me, Uma. I just changed my
That's
screen to. I only changed my
Ah,
screen, but
okay.
I'm still present.
no
I'm
problem. We
present.
switched
Okay.
your stuff. You were still here. So
Yeah.
Sandra, I muted you. Do you want to go next, Sandra? You just have to unmute because you were talking over Everest. So I don't know if you also might want
Yeah,
to.
it should be coming late from her side.
Yeah. So Sandra, maybe you should refresh. Maybe someone could send a message on Discord to Sandra.
Okay, let me do it. Let me send her a
Okay.
message.
So Oma, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I've been following through your presentation, and well, I've not been so much in here, but I can say yes. I've been able to learn something, and
I think it's so encouraging that we need to concentrate on working on the client's work and at least achieve whatever the plan is, and I'll be able to contribute as much as I can to the success.
Yes, great. Thank you. Sandra, do you want to go? You are now
Yes.
unmuted. We can hear
Ah,
you
okay.
perfect. Excellent.
Yes. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. I don't have much to say, but it's really sad to know that we are not meeting targets. But uh please, can I type? I'm having so
Stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Okay, so I didn't hear you, Sandra. If you could ask that again, we're taking a stretch, quick stretch.
Sandra was asking if she could type. I heard something like she said she has sore throat. If I'm not making a mistake.
We can hear you perfectly. And we can type for you if you
Yeah.
want. What was it? Can you continue, Sandra? Or? Sandra? All right, so I'm not getting anything from Sandra. No, I'm gonna send her a message. At Sandra, we lost you again. We lost you again. Can't hear. All right. Anyways, Ate, do you want to add anything? And we'll go back to Sandra if she comes back.
Okay. Yeah. I wanted to say something. Oh. In, yes. I wanted to say. You complain of you doing interview for some workers, and you deemed they were fit, and that the team turned it down because the pay was high, and that we are ready to pay high for the work to get done. So I'm wondering, is it that the work we do so far, is it meaningless? Because I don't understand why you are really struggling for us to cut our pay. On the other hand, you are struggling to add the pay of new recruits that you don't even know they are going to do the work. So at times when I read all those comments, and I just get I don't even, at times I lack what to say. I get confused because
Yeah. So
even if
the
the work
only thing.
all is not done, but at least we are doing something, and we can't really do so much because we are few of us. Okay, as bringing new recruits is a good idea, but forcing us to cut our pay for you to add pay of new recruits, to me, it's just absurd. It doesn't make sense to me. Check.
Okay. So.
okay.
Oh, Sandra.
Um
Okay. You want to go?
but I was asking before if I could type what I want to say. I'm having a sick kid and it's
Time to
hot.
pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
All right. Try again, Sandra.
Okay. Continue. All I want to say is it's really sad to know that we are not getting targets as expected. But my question is, um, they said we turned down the proposal of people with high grades who would have worked. I'm equally concerned if they came in with a high rate and was approved for a pay. How are you sure they are fit, like they are perfect fit to do the work? And again, I'm asking, is it not better to do a random, maybe a quick training for those who are willingly to stay, reduce their pay, and do the work? Like,
Okay. So, I mean, I think your question and Ate's are very similar. So, how about I respond now? Should I go next?
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Okay. So, there's like two or three different things going on here. One is obviously the individual need and work experience, right? And then there's the organizational.
Hello?
I can
Is it
hear
not
you,
getting me?
Ade. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I thought my internet is let me down. So Jay is one not talking again. Jay, are you there?
Oh,
Let me write him on Discord.
I guess network. Mm. Oh, they left. Ugh.
Yeah, he will surely come back. Maybe it was internet.
Okay, okay. Mm, he's not here yet. What could have happened?
Please ask if he's coming back.
Okay, okay. Mm, eh, mm, mm.
Hmm, hmm. You know what's wrong with Jay?
Maybe network.
How many times do we even have left for this topic, by the way?
We've exhausted the time long ago. Even the second stage, we've exhausted the time.
Pardon?
I said we've exhausted the time long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So if Jay is not coming back, we just let's go to review, wrap up, and check out. Anyway, the session has gone for in 2.5 hours already.
Okay. Says so. But it's unusual for him to just live like that.
Yeah, it's unusual. It's not simple. Let's wrap up.
Okay then. We love people.
There's a session again tomorrow. So maybe definitely here with it.
Yeah, for
It's
cool.
just write more Discord that we are wrapping up. Just that my
Okay.
hands are busy.
Okay, I'll do that.
So we are checking out. Who would like to check out first? Yeah. So,
Oh, so, oh, yeah,
Uma,
later.
Everest, who would like to check out?
Mm, me, I'd like to check out. Uh,
Okay.
done something today, but I'll still
Okay.
be joining.
Well, please. When we are checking out, you first of all evaluate the session. You can say you can give the session a 6, and then you now say maybe what you have learned and what you'll be doing for which work will you be doing for the coming days. Hmm.
Well, generally, I don't know what I should say because already I
You give the session how
submitted
many? How many?
the, or I give it, I like you said, a 6. Mhm.
Okay, 6. Okay.
Uh,
Six.
and then on the work I'm supposed to do, because in my proposal I wrote some things that I can do, and well, I've not known generally what are the kinds of job that we are doing here, so that I
Eh,
can engage myself so well with something that I
So
can
you
do.
can say you'll be working on your training, something like that. Just say something.
Yes, I should take a training because this is my first day in here. And the discussion I was just following, but I wasn't clicking up so well. Like, I don't know what's my specific role now personally, or what are the kind are they general tasks? We do the same things, and after I've had a good review of that, then I'll be able to link up, or even when assigned a task, I'll also be able to know this one I can take, this one I cannot take, because a number when Jay was sharing his screen, he was using spreadsheet most of the time, and that's something I cannot very well. So I'll just continue learning from clicking up as I follow the presentations. But if there's something I can, maybe a video or somebody can take me through the orientation, the overview of everything, then I'll click up so fast.
mm, mhm.
Okay. Oh, we'll do that. Then we'll do that later. You can even ask questions on Discord anyway. Let's finish the checkout first. Because if we want to give you a video, it must be on a particular responsibility. We cannot just throw so many videos for you to choose. So you need to take your responsibility. Then you ask the video. By the way, you're coming in as what? Which position? So we should start from there. Was there a position in the proposal?
I saw social media. I saw like three different positions.
Assets and websites.
Maybe
You ask on
some.
Discord. Ask on Discord. Jay is going to answer you on that.
Okay, okay. I'll post my question.
Please, can we do the checking out already?
Everest, are you checking out?
Now mine is done and I can.
Okay, I will go next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give a
Okay,
session
here it says,
A5.
Mm-hmm.
is it,
This
is it my
it's been
turn?
long. It's been long. It's been long. I attended a session. I think it was a very good session. And
Can I check
unfortunately,
out
the
at
jail
least?
left why we were on a very
Somebody's checking out.
serious point.
Okay, okay, okay.
I'm sorry, jail left why we are on a very serious point. I hope next time we'll still
Okay.
look into it. Check.
Okay. Sandra, are you not hearing Everest talking?
I thought I'm not hearing. I was surprised when you say someone is taking a.
Yeah, he already check out until he check out.
Okay. I can't hear him speak. I guess his network.
Okay. Okay. Go next, please.
I'll be giving this session a 3.5. Let me
Mm-hmm.
take collect four. So it's quite a good session already, but just that we didn't arrive at a conclusive decision. I just hope something else could be done rather than recruiting those who are not willingly to stay and work. I equally wish all this pay 100% pay stuff get done with it and focus more on why we are here. Ne? Che-
Okay. Okay, you take mine.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go. I'll give the session a a 5.5.
Very good, good.
Oh, yeah, it was quite an interesting session. I'm happy we have a new recruit on board. My prayer is he stand up to task and assist in getting work completed and achieving the deliverables. And I'm equally it's equally a sad situation because we didn't get what Jay was trying to say. Hopefully we continue. He says it tomorrow. Okay, I'll be working on the budget, the payrolls. Mm, I'll equally join on outreach and work on the 1099 because the work needs to get completed. And other top priorities check.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys and talk to you later.
Thanks for your time. Please cover your
Yeah.
baby, cover my baby very well, please. I heard him coughing.
Mm-hmm.
The other is a bit bad.
A lot of those.
Those is more. Me as an adult is really affecting me. All right.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Sandra. Okay.
Bye. Bye, Oma.